Welcome to our comprehensive exploration of Toltrazuril, a pivotal medication in veterinary healthcare, especially renowned for its efficacy in combating coccidiosis. This video series is dedicated to unpacking the intricacies of Toltrazuril's formulations, specifically its 5% and 2.5% concentrations. Our goal is to provide an in-depth understanding of these variants to assist veterinarians and animal caregivers in making well-informed decisions for the welfare of their animal patients. Toltrazuril, a brief overview. Before delving into the specifics of each concentration, let's first understand what Toltrazuril is and its significance in veterinary medicine. Toltrazuril is an anti-protozoal agent that plays a crucial role in the treatment and prevention of coccidiosis, a parasitic disease affecting a wide range of animals. This disease, caused by protozoa of the phylum Apicomplexa, primarily impacts the intestinal tract, leading to severe gastrointestinal disturbances. Toltrazuril's mode of action targets the parasitic stages of Coccidia, effectively halting the disease's progression. 5% versus 2.5% concentrations. Understanding the basics. The medication is available in two key formulations, 5% and 2.5%. At first glance, the difference might seem merely numerical, but it's far more profound. The 5% solution, containing a higher concentration of the active ingredient, is typically used in scenarios demanding a more potent intervention. This may include treatment of severe infections or administration to larger animals, where a stronger dose is necessary to combat the parasitic load effectively. Conversely, the 2.5% solution, with half the concentration of its counterpart, is often the choice for smaller animals or in preventive treatment scenarios. Its milder composition makes it suitable for animals that might be more sensitive to the drug, or in situations where a less aggressive approach is warranted. Why the difference matters. The choice between these concentrations isn't arbitrary. It's a decision grounded in pharmacological principles and clinical expertise. The concentration of an active ingredient in a medication directly influences its pharmacokinetics, how the drug is absorbed, distributed, metabolized, and excreted in the body. For instance, the 5% solution, due to its higher concentration, will have a different absorption rate and metabolic pathway compared to the 2.5% solution. These differences can significantly impact the drug's efficacy and the duration of treatment. Moreover, the concentration of Toltrazuril plays a vital role in its therapeutic window, the range of dosages which can treat the disease effectively without causing harmful side effects. A higher concentration might offer a wider therapeutic window in certain cases, especially in severe infections, but it also comes with an increased risk of adverse reactions. Therefore, understanding and choosing the right concentration is not just a matter of potency, but also of safety and specificity. The role of veterinarians and caregivers. This is where the expertise of veterinarians and the vigilance of animal caregivers come into play. Selecting the appropriate concentration of Toltrazuril requires a thorough understanding of the animal's health status, the severity of the infection, and the specific nuances of the medication. It's a decision that balances the benefits of the drug against its potential risks, tailored to the unique needs of each animal. In the upcoming sections of this video, we will dive deeper into the chemical composition and differences between these concentrations, examine their efficacy, discuss specific applications for each concentration, and explore the dosage and administration guidelines. We will also shed light on the safety and side effects of each concentration, touch upon the regulatory and legal considerations, and present real-world case studies. Stay tuned as we embark on this informative journey, aiming to equip you with the knowledge necessary for making the best choices for the health and well-being of your animal patients. Remember, the key to effective treatment lies in understanding these critical differences and applying this knowledge judiciously in clinical practice. In this section, we delve into the chemical composition and differences between Toltrazuril 5% and 2.5%. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for veterinarians and animal caretakers in determining the most suitable concentration for effective treatment. Chemical composition of toltrazuril. Toltrazuril, a triazynotrione derivative, is a synthetic compound with a unique mode of action. It works by disrupting the intracellular developmental stages of Coccidia, a group of parasitic protozoans, thereby preventing the proliferation of the parasite within the host. The drug's efficacy stems from its ability to interfere with the respiratory metabolism of the parasites, leading to their eventual death. Differences between 5% and 2.5% concentrations. While the active ingredient in both concentrations is the same, the difference in the percentage indicates the amount of toltrazuril present in the solution. A 5% solution means there are 50 milligrams of toltrazuril per milliliter of the solution, whereas the 2.5% solution contains 25 milligrams per milliliter. This variance in concentration affects not only the dosage, but also the pharmacodynamics of the drug. Implications of higher concentration in 5% solution. The 5% solution, being more concentrated, implies a stronger formulation. This higher concentration is beneficial in treating more severe cases of coccidiosis or in larger animals, where a potent dose is required to achieve therapeutic levels in the body. The increased concentration can ensure a more efficient penetration of the drug into the infected tissues, leading to a quicker and more effective response. However, this increased potency also necessitates careful consideration of the drug's impact. Higher concentrations can lead to a more pronounced effect on the animal's system, potentially increasing the likelihood of adverse reactions. It is especially true for smaller or more sensitive animals, where a high concentration might overwhelm their system. Lower concentration in 2.5%. Solution and its benefits. On the other hand, the 2.5% solution, with its lower concentration, is often more suitable for smaller animals or for preventive treatments. The reduced strength of the drug makes it a safer option for animals that may be more susceptible to the side effects of a higher concentration. This formulation is also ideal for long-term preventive treatments, as it minimizes the risk of drug toxicity while still providing adequate protection against coccidiosis. Solubility and absorption rates. Another critical aspect to consider is the solubility and absorption rates of the different concentrations. Generally, a higher concentration can affect the solubility of a compound, which in turn can influence how well the drug is absorbed when administered. The 5% solution might have a different absorption rate in the animal's body compared to the 2.5% solution, which can alter the drug's onset of action and its overall effectiveness. Conclusion. In conclusion, the choice between toltrazuril 5% and 2.5% is not merely a choice between two concentrations. It is a decision that hinges on a deep understanding of the drug's chemistry, its interaction with the animal's body, and the specific requirements of the treatment. Veterinarians must consider these factors, along with the severity of the infection and the individual characteristics of the animal, to choose the most appropriate and effective concentration for treatment. In the next sections, we will explore the efficacy of these concentrations, their specific applications, and guidelines for dosage and administration. In this segment, we focus on the efficacy of toltrazuril at its two primary concentrations, 5% and 2.5%. Understanding how the effectiveness of this medication varies with concentration is critical for veterinarians and animal caretakers in choosing the right treatment protocol. Efficacy in treating coccidiosis. Coccidiosis, a parasitic disease caused by Coccidia, poses a significant health risk to a wide range of animal species. The effectiveness of toltrazuril in treating this disease lies in its action against the various developmental stages of the parasite within the host, both 5% and 2.5%. Concentrations are effective in this regard, but their potency and the scope of their application differ. 5% concentration, higher potency for severe cases. The 5% concentration, with its higher dose of the active ingredient, is generally more potent. This increased potency makes it particularly effective in acute or severe cases of coccidiosis, where a robust response is needed to combat the parasite. The higher concentration can ensure a rapid and effective reduction in the parasitic load, crucial in preventing extensive damage to the animal's intestines and ensuring a quicker recovery. However, this increased efficacy comes with a caveat. The higher potency means that the risk of side effects could be elevated, especially in smaller or more sensitive animals. Therefore, while choosing the 5% concentration for its efficacy, veterinarians must also carefully consider the potential for adverse reactions and balance the need for a potent treatment against the risk it poses. 2.5% concentration, suitable for milder cases and preventive care. The 2.5% concentration, while less potent, is still highly effective in treating coccidiosis, especially in milder cases or as a preventive measure. This concentration can be particularly beneficial for smaller animals or those more susceptible to side effects. It offers a safer alternative for long-term use or preventive care, where a lower dose of the medication is sufficient to control the spread of the parasite without overburdening the animal's system. The choice of this concentration is also influenced by its lower risk of side effects, making it a more suitable option for a broader range of animals, including those with heightened sensitivity to medications. Balancing efficacy with safety. The decision between using the 5% or 2.5% concentration should be based on a thorough assessment of several factors. These include the severity of the infection, the species and size of the animal, its overall health, and its history of medication tolerance. Veterinarians must weigh the benefits of a higher concentration against the potential risks, considering the individual circumstances of each case. In some instances, the course of treatment may begin with the higher concentration to quickly control a severe infection, followed by a transition to the lower concentration for ongoing management and prevention. This approach allows for the initial efficacy needed to combat the parasite while reducing the long-term risk of side effects. Conclusion. In conclusion, both concentrations of toltrazuril are effective in treating coccidiosis, but their use must be tailored to the specific needs of each animal. Understanding the efficacy of these concentrations and balancing it with safety considerations is key to successful treatment. In the following sections, we will explore the specific applications for each concentration, guidelines for dosage and administration, and the safety and side effects associated with these treatments. This part of our exploration into toltrazuril focuses on the specific applications of its 5% and 2.5% concentrations. The choice of concentration is not just a matter of potency, but also about suitability for particular scenarios and animal species. 5% concentration, ideal for larger animals and severe cases. The 5% toltrazuril solution, with its higher concentration, is often the preferred choice for treating larger animals like horses and cattle. These animals, due to their size and the volume of medication they can safely ingest, are better suited for this stronger concentration. In cases of severe coccidiosis, where a robust and immediate intervention is required, the 5% solution offers the necessary potency to effectively combat the infection. In clinical practice, veterinarians often turn to this concentration for acute cases where the animal is exhibiting significant symptoms and the parasitic load is high. The quick action of the 5% solution can halt the progression of the disease, providing rapid relief and preventing further health complications. 2.5% concentration, a safer option for smaller animals and preventive care. The 2.5% concentration of toltrazuril, being less potent, is generally more suitable for smaller animals, including poultry, companion animals like cats and dogs, and young livestock. These animals, due to their smaller size and lower tolerance for high medication doses, benefit from this milder formulation. It reduces the risk of adverse reactions while still providing effective treatment against coccidiosis. This concentration is also commonly used in preventive care. For animals that are at a high risk of contracting coccidiosis but are not currently showing symptoms, the 2.5% solution can serve as a proactive measure. It helps in controlling the spread of the parasite and preventing the onset of the disease, particularly in environments where coccidiosis is prevalent. Choosing the right concentration, a multifaceted decision. Selecting the appropriate concentration of toltrazuril goes beyond merely assessing the animal's size or the severity of the infection. Veterinarians must consider several factors, including the specific species of the animal, its overall health, the stage of the disease, and the presence of any coexisting conditions. For instance, in some cases, even larger animals might be more suited to the 2.5% solution due to health considerations or a history of sensitivity to medications. Similarly, a smaller animal with a particularly severe case of coccidiosis might require the 5% solution to effectively combat the infection. Adaptable treatment strategies. In practice, treatment strategies can be adaptable. A veterinarian might start with one concentration and then switch to the other as the situation evolves. For example, an initial treatment with the 5% solution to quickly control a severe infection may be followed by a maintenance phase with the 2.5% solution. This strategy ensures both effectiveness in managing the disease and minimizing the risk of long-term side effects. Conclusion. In conclusion, the specific applications of toltrazuril's 5% and 2.5% concentrations are diverse and need to be carefully considered based on each individual case. Understanding the nuances of each concentration and their optimal use in different scenarios ensures that veterinarians can provide the best possible care for animals suffering from coccidiosis. In the upcoming sections, we will discuss the dosage and administration of these concentrations, delve into their safety and side effects, and examine regulatory and legal considerations, further enriching our understanding of this vital veterinary medication. Administering toltrazuril effectively is as crucial as choosing the correct concentration. This section discusses the guidelines for dosage and administration for both 5% and 2.5% concentrations, highlighting the importance of precision and care in these processes. Understanding dosage calculations. The dosage of toltrazuril, whether 5% or 2.5%, depends primarily on the animal's weight and the severity of the infection. It's essential to calculate the dose accurately to ensure the effectiveness of the treatment while minimizing the risk of adverse effects. Overdosing can lead to toxicity, whereas underdosing may not provide sufficient therapeutic effect. For the 5% solution, due to its higher concentration, a smaller volume is typically required. Conversely, the 2.5% solution might be administered in larger volumes, especially when used as a preventive measure. The precise dosage should be calculated based on the animal's weight, factoring in the specific concentration of toltrazuril being used. Administration techniques. The method of administration can vary depending on the animal species and the practicality of administering the medication. Toltrazuril is commonly given orally, which can be straightforward in some animals but challenging in others, especially those that are uncooperative or stressed. For larger animals like cattle and horses, the medication can often be mixed with feed or administered via a dosing syringe. For smaller animals, including pets and poultry, careful handling and individual dosing may be required to ensure they ingest the full prescribed amount. In cases where oral administration is not feasible or the animal is too ill, alternative methods like injection may be considered. However, this should only be done under the guidance and supervision of a qualified veterinarian. Frequency and duration of treatment. The frequency and duration of toltrazuril administration are critical components of the treatment plan. Typically, a single dose can be effective, but in some cases, a repeated dose may be necessary, especially in severe infections or for preventive measures. The veterinarian must decide the treatment duration based on the severity of the infection and the animal's response to the initial dose. Continuous monitoring and possible adjustments in the treatment plan are essential for ensuring the best outcome. Adhering to administration guidelines. Adhering to proper administration guidelines is crucial for the safety and efficacy of the treatment. This includes not only the dosage and frequency, but also the way the medication is stored and handled. Toltrazuril should be stored as per the manufacturer's instructions to maintain its efficacy. Veterinarians should provide clear instructions to animal caretakers on how to administer the medication correctly. This guidance is particularly important for those who may not have experience in administering veterinary drugs. Conclusion. In summary, the effective dosage and administration of toltrazuril are pivotal for achieving the desired therapeutic outcome. Both the 5% and 2.5% concentrations require careful calculation and administration strategies tailored to the specific needs of each animal. In the next sections, we will explore the safety and side effects associated with these concentrations, discuss regulatory and legal considerations, and look into real-world case studies, further enhancing our understanding of this essential veterinary medication. The safety profile and potential side effects of toltrazuril, in both its 5% and 2.5% concentrations, are critical considerations for veterinarians and animal caretakers. Understanding these aspects ensures that the benefits of treatment outweigh the risks. General safety of toltrazuril. Toltrazuril is generally considered safe when used according to the prescribed guidelines. It has been widely used in veterinary medicine for years and has a well-established safety profile. However, like all medications, it can have side effects, and its safety can be influenced by factors such as the animal's overall health, age, and any concurrent medications. Side effects of toltrazuril. While toltrazuril is generally well tolerated, some animals may experience side effects. These can range from mild to severe and may include gastrointestinal disturbances such as diarrhea or vomiting, allergic reactions, or signs of toxicity in cases of overdose. It's important to note that the incidence of side effects is relatively low, and when they do occur, they are typically manageable. 5% concentration. Higher risk of adverse reactions. The 5% concentration, due to its higher potency, may pose a higher risk of adverse reactions. This is particularly true for smaller or more sensitive animals, where the stronger dose can be more challenging for their system to handle. It's crucial for veterinarians to carefully consider the animal's size, health condition, and any previous history of medication sensitivity before prescribing this concentration. In cases where the 5% solution is used, close monitoring for any signs of adverse effects is essential. This allows for prompt intervention, such as adjusting the dosage or switching to a lower concentration if necessary. 2.5% concentration, a safer profile for sensitive animals. The 2.5% concentration, being less potent, generally has a safer profile, especially for smaller animals or those with heightened sensitivity to medications. Its lower strength reduces the likelihood of side effects, making it a preferable choice for long-term or preventive treatments. However, even with this lower concentration, adherence to the prescribed dosage and monitoring for any unusual responses are vital. This ensures that the treatment remains within the safe therapeutic range. Managing side effects and ensuring safety. In the event of side effects, prompt action is necessary. This may involve symptomatic treatment for mild reactions or more intensive care for severe reactions. If an adverse reaction is suspected to be linked to toltrazuril, veterinarians might recommend discontinuing the medication or adjusting the dosage. Additionally, ensuring the safety of toltrazuril treatment involves more than just monitoring for side effects. It also includes considering interactions with other medications the animal may be taking and understanding any pre-existing health conditions that could affect the drug's safety. Conclusion. In summary, while both concentrations of toltrazuril are considered safe when used appropriately, the potential for side effects exists and must be carefully managed. The choice between the 5% and 2.5% concentrations should take into account the animal's size, health status, and potential risk for side effects. This section presents real-world applications and case studies of toltrazuril in both its 5% and 2.5% concentrations. These practical examples offer valuable insights into how veterinarians choose between the two formulations and the outcomes of these decisions in diverse scenarios. Case Study 1. Treating severe coccidiosis in cattle with 5% toltrazuril. A dairy farm faced an outbreak of coccidiosis among its cattle, with several animals showing severe symptoms. The veterinarian chose the 5% toltrazuril concentration for its higher potency, aiming for a rapid and effective response. The treatment was successful, with a noticeable improvement in the cattle's health within a few days. This case demonstrates the efficacy of the 5% solution in managing acute infections in large animals. However, it also required careful monitoring for side effects due to the higher drug concentration. Case Study 2. Preventive treatment in poultry with 2.5% toltrazuril. A poultry farm, as a preventive measure against coccidiosis, implemented a treatment regimen using the 2.5% concentration of toltrazuril. The lower concentration was chosen to minimize the risk of adverse reactions while providing effective prophylaxis. This approach successfully prevented the occurrence of the disease, showcasing the suitability of the 2.5% solution for preventive care in smaller animals. Case Study 3. Managing coccidiosis in a small breed dog with 2.5% toltrazuril. A small breed dog was diagnosed with coccidiosis. Given its size and the moderate severity of the infection, the veterinarian prescribed the 2.5% concentration of toltrazuril. This concentration provided effective treatment without overwhelming the dog's system, highlighting the importance of choosing the right concentration based on the animal's size and health status. Case Study 4. Switching concentrations for a multi-phase treatment approach. In a unique case, a veterinarian treated a horse initially with the 5% concentration of toltrazuril to quickly control a severe infection. Once the infection was under control, the treatment was switched to the 2.5% concentration for ongoing management. This strategy demonstrated the flexibility in using different concentrations for different phases of treatment, optimizing both efficacy and safety. Learning from real-world applications. These case studies underline several key points. The choice between 5% and 2.5% concentrations is influenced by factors like the severity of the infection, the animal's size, and the desired safety profile. In some scenarios, starting with a higher concentration and then transitioning to a lower one can be an effective treatment strategy. Continuous monitoring and adaptability are crucial in managing coccidiosis effectively with toltrazuril. Conclusion. The real-world applications of toltrazuril, through these case studies, provide practical insights into how veterinarians can navigate the choice between its different concentrations. These examples underscore the importance of a tailored approach, considering each animal's unique needs and circumstances. In the next and final section, we will conclude with a summary of our findings and offer recommendations for the use of toltrazuril in veterinary practice. As we conclude our exploration of toltrazuril in its 5% and 2.5% concentrations, it's evident that this medication plays a pivotal role in the treatment and prevention of coccidiosis in various animal species. The key to its effective use lies in understanding the differences between these concentrations and applying this knowledge judiciously in clinical practice. Summarizing key points. Choice of concentration. The decision between using 5% or 2.5% concentrations should be based on several factors, including the severity of the infection, the size and species of the animal, and the risk of potential side effects. The 5% solution, being more potent, is generally reserved for severe cases or larger animals. In contrast, the 2.5% solution is often more suitable for smaller animals or for preventive treatments. Dosage and administration. Accurate dosage calculation based on the animal's weight and health condition is crucial. The method of administration should be tailored to the animal's needs and the practicalities of the situation. Safety and side effects. While Toltrazuril is generally safe, vigilance for side effects, especially with the higher concentration, is necessary. Immediate action should be taken if adverse effects are observed. Regulatory and legal compliance. Staying informed about and compliant with the regulatory and legal frameworks surrounding the use of Toltrazuril is essential for veterinary professionals. Recommendations for veterinary practice. 1. Individualized treatment plans. Each case should be evaluated on an individual basis, considering all relevant factors to choose the most appropriate concentration of Toltrazuril. 2. Education and communication. Veterinarians should educate animal caretakers about the importance of following the prescribed treatment regimen, the potential side effects, and the necessity of monitoring the animal's response to the medication. 3. Continuous learning. Keeping abreast of the latest research, clinical studies, and regulatory changes regarding Toltrazuril is important for providing the best possible care. 4. Collaborative decision-making. In cases where the choice of concentration is not straightforward, collaboration with colleagues or specialists can provide additional insights for making the best decision. 5. Record keeping. Maintaining detailed records of treatment plans, dosages, and outcomes is essential for tracking the effectiveness of Toltrazuril and for future reference in similar cases. Final thoughts. Toltrazuril, in both its 5% and 2.5% concentrations, is a valuable tool in the veterinary arsenal against coccidiosis. Its effective use, however, hinges on a deep understanding of its pharmacological properties, the specific needs of each animal, and a commitment to best practices in veterinary medicine. Veterinarians and animal caretakers alike play a crucial role in ensuring the health and well-being of animals under their care. By making informed decisions about the use of medications like Toltrazuril, they can significantly improve the quality of life for animals affected by coccidiosis. We hope this comprehensive exploration of Toltrazuril has been informative and useful in guiding your practice. Remember, the original Toltrazuril formula that everyone knows and loves is available at Toltrazurilshop.com. For more information or personalized assistance, feel free to email us at info@Toltrazurilshop.com or call us at 8504003546. Your expertise, combined with quality products, will ensure the best care for your animal patients.